Hello and welcome to a channel update for January of 2024. Last day of the month here, but I wanted to squeeze this in before the month ended, especially considering I had no uploads this month. Bit of a problem, but it's not too big a thing. All right, so I had kind of left you guys hanging a little bit. I did make that community post that things were going to be a bit sporadic over the holidays, and that was an understatement. It literally became no contact till now, and extended beyond the holidays. I have been busy. I've just been real life busy, and with the channel not yet meeting the monetization criteria, it is very hard for me to justify spending time on what is effectively a hobby at the moment. Until such point as even a penny comes in, it is a hobby and not something I am being paid to do. So, hobbies such as this had to fall to the wayside. It happens periodically. It will happen periodically. We are fairly close. We've actually had a few people join our ranks of subscribers here in the interim. We are now up to 431 subscribers out of the needed 500 for monetization, with the other metric being 2,422 public watch hours out of the necessary 3,000. So we're close and getting closer. The fact that they actually bumped that number of subscribers down to 500 makes it so much easier than the 1,000 it was before, or the 3,000 I think it was before that. Still, we're not quite there. Getting close though. I will be glad to see that happen. And don't worry, if and when it happens, I am going to do my best not to use mid rolls. I know they keep hiding the controls on people and defaulting it to on, but I will do my best to find it to turn that off. Pre-roll, post-roll, and I will try to make as many of the pre-rolls skippable as possible, just to kind of ease the burden. Because as someone who watches videos himself, I understand. So there is that. There were the two series that we had ongoing, which was the Space Truckin' series in Empyrean. I have not yet loaded that game up in order to see if it is still viable. If it is, I'll be continuing it just fine. If not, that's the reason why. Minecraft should be operational. The creator of the pack only just stopped playing it last week. So at the very least, I should have a little bit before something crazy happens that might cause it to, go out of style. So that one will definitely continue. As for other things, Palworld. Palworld has come out and been a big thing. The false facts that have been going around about it, I have done my research. There is no evidence of AI being involved. The necessary 20% legally distinct seems to have been cleared. Even the post from Nintendo about it reads more like they want people to stop sending them emails about it rather than there actually going to be any sort of action. Also, very much evidenced by the fact that there was somebody that released a paid mod that converted the stuff to Pokemon, and it was gone in days. So I think if Nintendo actually thought it was, actionable, they would have done it. So even that is not much of a thing. And I gotta say, I've been playing it a bit. The game is fun. It is like if you take Ark Survival Evolved and replace the dinosaurs with Pokemon and all the things that are involved in that, and then also made them able to actually be automatable, like for tasks around your base. That's like about as good as you can get in a game where you're basically forced to use pets, which is normally a big no-no in my book. Like, it was my big gripe with Ark, was that you basically were forced to use the dinosaurs, and it's like, I don't want to use the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs aren't all that great, but you were pretty much forced to use them. Whereas here, yeah, you're forced to use them in a lot of the same ways and in more ways, but that simple recall mechanic where you can put them back in their ball makes it so much better because you no longer, sure, you're not going to be running around with a pack of 50 raptors, but at the same time, you aren't going to have to manage 50 raptors while you're just trying to travel somewhere. So you can literally just be like, I'm on foot until I get where I'm going, or riding whatever pal I want in order to get where I go, put it back in its ball, then have a different one out for combat. It's great. It's a good mechanic. So I'm going to try and squeeze some Pal World in. It is still in development. I'm going to try and squeeze that in. It's fun. I think I'll have some fun playing it. There have been some other games I've been considering. There have been massive overhauls to games like Eco, but the my Eco series before didn't do too well, so I don't think I'm gonna necessarily revisit that. Um, there is another game. Let me see if I can remember what it is. All right, so I had to go to the Epic Store for this one because for whatever reason it's listed as coming soon on Steam, whereas it's free on Epic, and it is called Palia. And it's basically if you took Stardew Valley, made it 3D, and then made it an MMO. And that's what that game is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze something in, but it's definitely going to be there as an option. So I might. I want to keep this one kind of short. So beyond talking about that stuff, the only other real thing is the update schedule. We're heading into February. February is a rough month for me because not only is it a short month, so I may or may not end up with one fewer paycheck, it is also one of the 2 months of the year that car insurance is due, so I also have an additional bill. And it is also the month where I'm dealing with January's natural gas bill, which, considering we had a deep freeze here during the month of January, is, I won't go into specifics. I won't go into like the specific what the bill is. But it is 5 times the value it was this summer. And I have a gas stove and stuff, and gas water heater and all that stuff, so there is stuff used during the summer, and I cook, um, so it is much greater increase than say the other direction, where the electric bill during this last summer, which was actually surprisingly mild, only about doubled from what it is now. So the difference is a lot. But that's mainly because like the windows suck here and need to be replaced, stuff like that. But ultimately, February is the month of extra bills and less income. So I don't know what my release schedule is going to look like. I might miss days, I might miss weeks. I'm going to try to start to get something going by the end of the week. I want to have at least one video before this week is out. But I don't know exactly what it is going to be or what kind of follow-up it's going to have. I don't even know if it's going to be, one of the series I've already been doing or starting something new. I won't know until I have the time to sit down and do things like check my save files and make sure that new updates haven't screwed them. Things like that. Which I just barely have the time to make this update video. I sat down, forced myself to be like, no, I have to have an update video before January is done. And here we are, the 31st. So that is pretty much all I got going on. I can't really think of anything else. That is the long and short of it. I'm going to start trying to get stuff going. I'm hoping to get monetized this year. We are close enough that I feel like saying I think we could theoretically get this channel to monetization levels this year. There is less than 70 subscribers still needed, and only about 600 more watch hours. That's it. Considering where we started years ago, that is a drop in the bucket. I won't go into this big tirade of like and subscribe and blah blah blah, all that general stuff. I try to avoid that where I can, but I felt like sharing where the channel is and where it needs to be. And that's about it. That's all I've got. So, thank you for coming out, watching the video. Coming out, where are you coming out to? You're probably in your house, unless you're watching this on your phone. In which case you might be out somewhere, but it's not like... My ADD brain at work, once again. Welcome back, folks. All right, thank you all, and until next time, have a good one.